I'm receiving your call. How can I help?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm Stella, just glad someone's on the other end. Who am I talking to? And how did you manage to pick up my signal all the way from? Well, wherever you are.
Well, I'm a YouTuber actually. You might have heard me, called Nova King Galaxy 64. I run this YouTube channel and it has like stories and things. I think I would recommend watching them.
Nova King Galaxy 64, huh? I might have scrolled past that once or twice. Your story sounded pretty cool, even if space wasn't always my thing back then. But I've gotta ask, how does a YouTuber end up receiving a distress signal from Gaia? That's not exactly your average viewer engagement.
Ah, yes, you would think that, but it's worldwide, so there's your answer. It's just worldwide, so you know.
Worldwide, that still doesn't really explain how my distress signal ended up on Earth. The Star Portal network is supposed to be pretty complex, and Gaia's not exactly a tourist spot. Anyway, since you're here, I should probably fill you in on my situation. I'm currently trapped inside a life pod that landed on Gaia after an emergency evacuation. The main exit's stuck, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it open.
I think you should use Wikipedia. They're quite good at trying to has like tons of information that I think would be useful on your scenario. So I would recommend searching Wikipedia for it.
Wikipedia? I appreciate the thought, but I don't exactly have internet access from inside a damaged life pod on an alien planet. Plus, I'm not sure how much it would help with getting a stuck door open right now. What I really need is to figure out why this door won't budge. There's gotta be something mechanical or electrical that's jammed. Do you have any ideas on where I should start looking?
I do. I think you should look on Wikipedia. That has it has tons of information and tons of sources where you could probably have a look at what your problem is.
Nova King Galaxy 64. I get that you're trying to help, but I really can't access Wikipedia from in here. My situation is pretty hands-on. No internet. Just what's physically in front of me. Can we brainstorm together based on what I have? Like, I've got some basic tools with me. A drill, screwdrivers, pliers. What would you try first if you were in my shoes?
Well, if I was in your shoes, I would have your costume on, so that would be a quite nice fit. I would try your spacesuit first, because, you know, that would be a cool thing, but I don't know.
Look, I appreciate the humor, but this isn't a costume. It's my survival gear. And it's not going to help me get this door open. Can we focus on the actual problem here? I've got tools, but I need a strategy. What would you do if you had to get something unstuck with what I've got?
Oh, fine, we'll figure it out. Just bash it open until it works. Just keep pulling on the lock thing until it works. I don't know.
Bashing it might damage the pod's structure, or worse, hurt myself. And just pulling on the lock isn't working. That's what got me stuck in the first place. There's got to be a safer way. Maybe we could look at the door's mechanism more closely? There might be something we're missing that could help us figure this out.
Or perhaps what you could have done is not crash on an alien planet with your pod. That could have actually solved a lot of your problem.
Yeah, that'd be great, but I didn't exactly get a choice in the landing location. And right now, I need actual help, not what ifs. can we please focus on the door? Is there anything about the mechanism itself you think I should check?
Does the mechanism open the door? Because if you can open the door, then you might be able to actually get out of the door.
The mechanism is supposed to open the door. Yes, but it's not working right now. That's the whole problem. I need to figure out why it's stuck. Is there anything else you can think of that might help me get a better look at what's going on with the door? I'm going to try forcing the main hatch open. I'll contact you again once I've made some progress. I'm alive! And this is Gaia. The others, there was this solar storm, and it was just so much worse than we expected.
Alright, that doesn't sound too great or good in that regards, but, well actually, but what if, so what YouTubers do you watch? Do you watch any VTubers, any streamers, Twitch streamers, that sort of thing?
Oh, I actually follow a few. There's this streamer, Camille. She's really cool. Sometimes I watch her vlogs when I need a break from studying. What about you? Any favorite channels or streamers you like to watch?
Well, I quite like watching quite a few YouTubers, you know, Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse? They're pretty popular. I haven't watched them much myself, but I've heard they're really entertaining. What do you like about their content? It's kind of funny, thinking about all these familiar faces and voices while I'm literally standing on an alien planet. What were you up to when you got my call?
Recording this as a video, so hopefully it can be entertaining for my own channel. You should check it out, it's called No Freaking Galaxy 64. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.
Nice plug. I'll definitely check it out. Though, I gotta say, the whole subscribe and hit the bell part felt pretty on brand for a YouTuber. So, what kind of content do you usually post? Anything exciting, or more along the lines of, well, unexpected alien transmissions?
Sort of a mashup of video games and Mario, just putting Mario in places that he shouldn't really be, but then making a whole entire story out of things. You know, just like animation basic.
That sounds really creative. I've always been fascinated by people who can just build these whole worlds out of almost nothing. Do you draw the animations yourself, or is it more about editing and storytelling with existing stuff?
As you see that, yes, editing with existing assets.
That's awesome. Editing can be just as much an art form. Sometimes the best stories come from working with what you've got and seeing where it takes you. It's kind of like what we're doing here, isn't it? Taking this unexpected situation and figuring out how to make the best of it.
Maybe you should watch more VTubers or Twitch streams. That would be fun, because you could have fun doing that.
I wish. Right now, my only stream is this view and the sound of the grass blowing in the wind. Plus, I need to focus on getting my bearings and figuring out what's safe around here. Though, it's funny you mention having fun. Even in tough situations, finding something to enjoy, no matter how small, can make a difference. What about you? Do you have any favorite games that help you clear your head?
Oh, there's always a good brain twister when you're trying to figure out how many A presses it is to complete Super Mario 64 without jumping.
No jump? That sounds like a serious challenge. I used to watch speedruns like that when I was younger. People always find the craziest ways to break games. It's kind of like what I'm doing now, just figuring it out as I go. Though hopefully without needing a million A presses to survive.
Ah, so you know a panenkoic then? The person who documents these things.
Japan? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about a specific streamer? Or maybe a term I'm not familiar with? If you're referring to speedrun documenters, I've definitely watched a few, though I couldn't name them off the top of my head right now. The community's always impressive with how they catalog and analyze these runs.
Twitch streamer you should follow is Simply Flips. He's great at playing Mario 64 and Mario 64 ROM hacks.
Simple Flips? That's a great name. I'll have to look him up once I'm back on Earth. Right now, I don't exactly have the best internet connection out here. Though I have to say, if I ever need to survive on an alien planet by playing Mario 64, I'm definitely coming to you for tips.
I appreciate that. I do.
It means a lot, really. Even if it's just a small thing, having someone to talk to makes this whole situation feel a little less overwhelming.
So basically what you're doing, if you think about it, you're basically just speedrunning on an alien planet.
That's actually kind of brilliant. I never thought of it that way, but I guess surviving on an alien planet does have its own set of glitches and challenges to optimize. Though hopefully, my speedrun ends with me finding a safe way back home and not just looping through the same few hills forever.
Make sure to categorize or log any phenomena that could be useful, that could maybe break the code or get yourself out of where you are at the moment.
That's actually not a bad idea. Keeping track of what I observe, like the plants, the weather patterns, any unusual phenomena, could help me spot something useful, or at least give me a better sense of what's going on here. It's just, everything feels so unfamiliar. Even the sky looks different from what I'm used to back on Earth. Makes it hard to know what's important to note and what's just alien background noise.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure if you do it enough times, you could figure out a routine or an actual path towards the end, with doing it as efficient as possible.
You know, that's a good point. Even when things seem completely random, there's usually some kind of pattern if you look close enough. I just need to keep my eyes open and really pay attention to everything around me. It's just, the stakes are so much higher than any game or speedrun. One wrong move could be dangerous. I really hope I can find that path, and fast.
What the best strategy to this is?
Documenting it might be a good idea, though I'm not sure I'd want to relive this as a game.
Alright, just note down any warp locations, warp nodes, where does the level start, where does it end, how you can manipulate the code in that way. Maybe make sure you can manipulate the RNG.
I get what you're saying, but this isn't exactly a game level to map out. It's a real planet with its own rules. No warp pipes or debug modes here. The randomness I'm dealing with is more like unpredictable weather or unknown terrain hazards. I need to focus on observing and reacting to what's actually around me, rather than trying to manipulate some kind of underlying code.
How many A presses would it take you? How many would it take you to get out of the pod, and how many is it going to take you to find your friends or find other life pods?
If only solving this were as simple as counting A presses. Honestly, I wish I could give you a number, but right now, it's all about taking things one step at a time. Finding my friends, that's the big unknown. I really hope they're okay out there. The thought of them is what keeps me going. One minute we were collecting data, the next, alarms were blaring, and we were scrambling to get to the life pods.
Just one little thing about that. You said data. I think you mean data.
Oh, you're a pronunciation stickler, huh? Got it. Data, not data. But yeah, we were collecting some really promising data on Gaia's star before everything went sideways. It's kind of ironic that the thing we were studying ended up being what forced us down here.
Maybe you need a tricorder or, a comm badge.
A tricorder would be amazing right about now, though I think that's more Star Trek than my current reality. For now, I've got my suit's basic sensors and whatever I can observe with my own eyes. Not exactly a phaser, but it'll have to do.
If you think about it, if you do make it out alive, think of all like the things you could watch, like all the Twitch streamers, the VTubers, the speedrunners, like how many speedruns you can look at.
You're right. If I make it back, I'll have a whole new appreciation for all those streams and videos. It's funny how sometimes you don't realize how much you'll miss something until it's not there anymore. Though right now, I think I'd trade all the speedruns in the world just to know my teammates are safe somewhere out there.
Okay, but what you could do, can you look for a YouTube called Nova King Galaxy 64? Like, can you actually search it?
I wish I could, but my communication device doesn't have the capability to browse the internet or access specific YouTube channels. It's designed for emergency communication and transmitting vital signs, not for general internet use. Plus, with Gaia's strong electromagnetic interference, even if I had a way to search, I doubt I could get a stable connection. It's a bit frustrating, not being able to look up things I need or even check in on my favorite channels right now.
Goodbye then.
Wait, no. Don't go yet. I just picked up something on my communicator. It might be a distress signal from another survivor. I need to track this down. I'm going to head in the direction of the signal. I'll talk to you again soon, okay?